All right, so buckle up, everybody. We are about to take a deep dive into a place that, honestly, until I started researching for this, I knew very little about.
Oh, really? Where are we headed?
We're going to Uzbekistan.
Ah, beautiful Uzbekistan. I can already feel the sunshine.
Yeah, about that sunshine, we'll get into that. It's a
Uh-huh.
lot of sunshine.
It is.
But first, let's set the scene for our listeners.
Yeah.
We're talking about the climate and weather in Uzbekistan, using, of course, all the best research out there.
Uh-huh.
And honestly, this place is incredible. I mean, you've got scorching deserts right next to, like, massive snow-capped mountains.
It really is a land of contrasts, a perfect example of how geography can create such diversity.
Okay, so let's jump right in. What is the first thing that pops into your mind when we say Uzbekistan climate,
Continentality.
continentality?
Yeah.
So can you break that down for us? What does that actually mean for, like, the average person, thinking about what it would be like to actually experience Uzbekistan?
So continentality basically means that Uzbekistan's climate is very much influenced by its location in the heart of Asia,
Mm.
far from any moderating oceans,
Uh-huh.
which basically translates to some pretty extreme temperature swings.
Okay, so not just hot and cold, but really hot and really cold.
Yeah, exactly. Think scorching summers where temperatures can easily exceed 40 degrees Celsius, especially in the desert regions.
Wow, 40 degrees Celsius? That's like 104 Fahrenheit. I'm already sweating.
And then on the flip side, winters can plummet to a bone-chilling negative 40 degrees Celsius, particularly in the north.
Negative 40. That is intense. So packing for a trip to Uzbekistan sounds interesting.
It definitely requires some strategic planning.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's unpack these temperature extremes a bit more. I mean, deserts are obviously hot, but are there certain areas in Uzbekistan that get particularly brutal in the summer?
The southern and western regions, absolutely. Dominated by the Kizilkum Desert, you'll experience some of the most intense heat.
Kizilkum Desert. It even sounds hot.
Right. And it's amazing to think that this very desert is home to ancient cities like Khiva, testament to human resilience and adaptation.
Ancient cities right there in the desert. I mean, how did people even survive, let alone thrive in that kind of heat?
Well, they developed some incredibly ingenious methods for managing the heat, like wind catchers to channel cool air and underground water channels called karizas to irrigate crops, techniques that we can still learn from today.
It's incredible what people can achieve when they have to, right?
Absolutely. Human ingenuity knows no bounds.
All right, so we've got the scorching deserts. What about the opposite end of the spectrum, those frigid winters? Where's the best place to experience a true Uzbek winter?
For the coldest winters, head north. But honestly, you'll need those warm layers pretty much anywhere you go in Uzbekistan during the winter months, because even the average winter temperature hovers around freezing.
Okay, so we've established packing for Uzbekistan, bring all the clothes.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, but now our research also mentioned all these different climate zones. It's not just hot desert and cold north.
Yeah, that's the beauty of Uzbekistan. It's like experiencing different countries all within one.
So tell me, what are these different zones? What makes them unique?
So we've got the north, right, with those harsh winters we talked about. They can definitely limit travel depending on the time of year. And then you've got the south, known for those scorching summers but milder winters. Then, of course, the east, which offers a more kind of classic, I guess, continental climate with distinct seasons. You get your spring, summer, fall, winter. And finally, we can't forget the mountains. Temperatures are cooler year-round there. And, that snowfall we mentioned, it transforms them into, like, winter sports havens.
Oh, wait, hold on. Did you just say winter sports in Uzbekistan?
Yeah, I mean, you've got the Tian Shan Mountains, these incredible peaks that are perfect for skiing and snowboarding. There are even resorts like Chimdan.
So you could be skiing in the morning and exploring ancient cities in the desert in the afternoon. That's wild.
Pretty much.
Okay, well, I've officially added skiing in Uzbekistan to my bucket list.
There you go.
Okay, let's switch gears for a second. We've talked about the heat, the cold, the different regions, but we haven't touched on rainfall. Is there even rainfall in Uzbekistan?
There is, but not a lot. Uzbekistan is generally very dry, with most areas receiving only about 100 to 200 millimeters of precipitation a year, and most of that falls during winter and spring. Summers, especially in those desert regions, are bone dry.
Okay, so timing is everything when planning a trip to Uzbekistan. I mean, given all these variations, How should someone strategically experience the country? What are, like, the best times to visit certain regions?
Well, spring is a fantastic time to visit from March to May.
Okay, spring.
You'll witness the landscapes just bursting into life, with wildflowers and greenery. Plus, you've got vibrant cultural festivals like Nowruz, the Persian New Year, celebrated across Central Asia.
And what about those who are maybe less inclined to experience the full force of a desert summer? What are their options?
Well, summer might be scorching in the deserts, but it's the perfect time to escape to those cooler mountains we talked about. Go trekking, explore traditional villages, discover hidden oases. It's really a different side of Uzbekistan.
Okay, so we've got blooming landscapes in spring, mountain escapes in summer. What's next?
Well, autumn, from September to November, offers this beautiful balance of pleasant temperatures and just like cultural richness.
Okay, I like the sound of that.
It's perfect for exploring those historical Silk Road cities like Samarkand, Bukhara, and Khiva. It's when they're at their most vibrant. Plus, you can experience the amazing Boysen Bahori Festival, this incredible celebration of traditional music and dance.
Okay, sign me up for that. And then, of course, winter rounds out the year with those incredible mountain adventures in the Tian Shan. Honestly, Uzbekistan really does offer something for everyone year-round.
It really does. The key is to, plan around those temperature extremes and choose the regions and activities that best suit the season.
Okay, so as we wrap up our deep dive, we've covered a lot of ground.
Mm.
Diverse regions, extreme temperatures, limited rainfall. But there's one thing I keep coming back to. We talked about those ancient cities in the desert, right? And we
Yeah.
know that water is scarce. So how on earth did people in this region manage to farm and sustain themselves for centuries?
Yeah, it's a question that really highlights the resilience of the Uzbek people. For centuries, they developed these amazing irrigation systems, like the Kara system, which dates back to ancient Persia.
The Kharez system.
Yeah, they're these underground channels that bring water from the mountains to the lowlands, allowing for cultivation of crops like cotton and wheat, even in the harshest conditions.
So basically, they engineered their way out of a climate challenge. That's amazing.
Exactly. It's a testament to human ingenuity. And it's a reminder that climate shapes not just the landscape, but the culture and history of a place as well.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Hmm.
And it definitely leaves us with a lot to think about, right? Given the current climate change challenges, are there lessons we can learn from Uzbekistan's ancient water management techniques to create a more sustainable future?
That's a question worth pondering. I mean, who knows? Maybe the answers to some of our modern-day problems are hidden in the ancient wisdom of civilizations like those that thrived in Uzbekistan.
Amazing. I think that's the perfect note to end on. A little bit of mystery, a little bit of hope, and a whole lot of respect for the ingenuity of the Uzbek people. Thanks for joining me on this deep dive.
My pleasure. Uzbekistan is truly a hidden gem waiting to be discovered.
And who knows, maybe we'll see you there someday, braving the heat or hitting the slopes.
Sounds like a plan.
Until then, stay curious, keep exploring, and we'll catch you on our next deep dive.
See you then.